How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you decided to join me today. Let's have a look at the brand new Batman vs. TMNT Batman and Leonardo action figure 2-pack from DC Collectibles, available only at GameStop. Now, the figures in this 2-pack are based off of the animated feature Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was based off of a comic book miniseries with the same name. If you haven't had a chance yet to watch the animated feature, seriously, go find a way to get that in front of your face because it was fantastic. The design work for the front of the packaging here, as usual, DC Collectibles, is very simple, but also very eye-catching and effective. And oh look, because it's a window box, you can see everything on the inside, of course. You don't need me to tell you that, because you could see it. Top of the box has that Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo again. Side of the box has a turtle shell motif with the names of the sculptors. The back of the packaging is also really attractive. You got a turtle shell motif in the very background. You got all the other figures in the wave, including the ones that you get in the package. And then there's a write-up that's going to be on the back of every single box, which I'll pause and you can read now if you'd like to, with an individual write-up unique to each box set. Yep. Okay. Let's open it. And now that they're all out of the package, sitting in front of us in front of a non-obtrusive white background, look at all the stuff you get. Decent. Leo comes with his scabbard, 2 swords, 2 extra open karate choppy hands, and also 2 open grabby hands for the swords, and also a slice of pizza. Once the swords are in the scabbard, just stick the peg in the hole and voila. Okay. Pretty good. And Batman comes with a bunch of accessories as well. A batarang, his bat grapple with 2 bat grapple hooks that go in the end, one open and one closed, a little tiny bat bomb, 3 sets of extra hands, not to mention he comes with the aforementioned pizza. Not bad, not bad. That's quite a lot, actually. Now, the figures up close both look absolutely fantastic. Starting with Batman, I love the color scheme. I love the shade of blue they chose with the gray. I think that's the perfect Batman gray. The sculpt is really well done. I like how they did the trunks as one piece and then the legs fit up inside them. The utility belt looks fantastic. You got the lines that are supposed to shade all of his various muscles all up his body. The symbol on his chest looks pretty good, and the gauntlets look fantastic. This Batman has so much cape, and they've actually chose a different way to attach his cape to his body. For one, if you turn it around here, you can see they've actually used 3 pieces of fabric. You can see some sew lines right there, and it actually goes all up underneath his cowl, you can see, which is different. Usually this is not how they would attach a cloth goods cape, and I think it looks pretty good. It can make his neck look just a little bit gargantuan if the lines right here, if the fabric lines are in the wrong spot, but kudos to them for actually trying something new. As for how well this Batman figure is or is not articulated, let's find out. The head's on a no-hinged ball peg. Up in the torso here, you can see that it's attached via a ball peg, and I actually prefer this form of torso articulation. Shoulders go up about that far. I'm not sure if they're on small hinges or ball pegs. They kind of look like they might be on some kind of peg inside the shoulder there. No bicep swivel, but they do have the elbows that rotate around in a circle, and they go up about that, so you're not going to get 90 degrees out of this. No articulation at the top of the glove. It looks like there might be, but there's not rotating fists on ball pegs, obviously, because you can see him. He's also got a bit of a tornado waist. You really don't want to turn it all the way around because you can see that his belt's an oval, and I don't want to stretch that belt out. The groin here, you've got your typical ball pegs in here like that, and, you know, it does what it does. It's only one piece. It might look like there's a separate piece there that rotates, but it's not. It's just the one piece, and then you've got some double jointed knees. As always, love them. No articulation at the top of the boot, even though much like the glove, it kind of looks like there might be no articulation there. And then the ankles are, let's find out. The ankle is on a ball peg that has room for it to also act like a hinge that pivots. So yeah, the ankles on this are actually pretty good. Oh yeah, and here's the bottom of his feet too. So yeah, a fantastic Batman figure. He's absolutely going to make my top 10 list for 2019, some of my favorite figures. I love this figure. He's very visually pleasing. I love the way they did the cape on this figure. I love the design. Yeah, let's move on to Leonardo now, whom looks just as fantastic. This Leonardo has been painted well and sculpted well and looks very much like he does in the animated feature, and the color palette and tone looks very nice and matches Batman as well. They look very good side by side together. Leonardo's facial sculpt also looks very much like it does in the animated feature. It looks pretty much spot on, actually. The paint apps aren't perfect, but remember, when are they ever? And for what it is, as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely passable. Also, the back of his mask / bandana is a soft rubber here. It hangs down. The back of his shell, very turtley looking, and just like with Batman, they got those black lines to emphasize certain shaded areas and certain creases in the muscle and stuff like that. Very cool figure indeed, super stoked to have him. But what's his articulation, you may be asking? Well, let's find out. The head's on a ball peg, because that's just what people do these days. At first it looks like there's no articulation in the torso, but as you can see here, there has to be some kind of articulation here. I just have to figure out how to work it. Well, I'm sure that maybe someone smarter than me can figure this out, but this is, you know, kind of moot. I would have been happy if this was just all one piece, to be honest. Or put the line here and then make the chest a separate piece compared to the rest of his shell so that there is some articulation, because I'm really wiggling this thing around and not really getting a whole lot. Anywho, shoulders, swivel hinges, and they're going to go up about that far. And then you've got your elbows, and again, they're spinny just like Batman's, and this is about what you're going to get. You get more of a 90-degree angle with Leo than you did with Batman. You've also got your spinny ball peg wrists, obviously, because you can change the fists out. You got your ball groin joint, and this is going to have a lot of articulation. You've got your double-jointed ninja knees, and the ankles, which are actually on a hinge that is also a pivot. You probably can't see it up in there, but it's actually a hinge. It's not just a ball peg. Very cool. Has enough articulation for me as far as I'm concerned. And pulling a few Leos from my humble TMNT action figure collection. For our first Leo comparison, I've got him wedged in between two based off of that old school cartoon show. The one that I grew up with. Man, I love that cartoon. The left is the SH Figuarts version, and on the right, it's the NECA. Almost nothing beats this. This is like awesome and perfection and looks fantastic, and the review's not about this one, so we'll move on. And then here I've got him wedged in between two more NECA Leonardos. The left is from an SDCC 4-pack based on the movie, and the one on the right is the original comic book version of Leonardo. And then finally here I've got him in between two versions from Playmates. The original, and then the one from the new series that was based on the Nickelodeon cartoon. This is one of my favorite Leos of all time. Unfortunately, it's not a first run because it's got a hard head, but he clearly sucks because he only has 7 points of articulation. He's trash. Okay, and now it's Batman's turn. Here we have a DC Direct Batman based off of the body buck from Batman Superman Series 7, I believe. And here he is with the DC Universe Classic scale. Custom Jim Lee Batman again. You could see that I've tried this Batman multiple times, right? Hasn't everybody? And here he is with another Jim Lee Batman from the DC Direct Hush line and a custom classic looking Neil Adams Batman. No worries, it's just a head swap. And then finally, here is the Mattel Batman v Superman. I hated the head that came on it, so I popped off the one that came on it and put on that extra head that came with my Mezco version. And a Masters of the Universe body buck scale Dark Knight Returns Batman. I done love me some custom Batmans. And just for fun, this is a kit bash that I did, a custom I did, that resembles this the closest, because they've both got the pouch belt, the big oval on the chest, it's blue and gray. This is about as close as I could come to this using DC Universe Classics. Okay, so now that we've looked at everything, packaging, accessories, both figures, the quality and paint apps thereof, what would my final verdict be of this to you as a DC fan and or a TMNT fan? Well, dude, if you see this thing just hanging about on the shelves at GameStop, don't hesitate. Pick it up, take it home, make it yours, show it some love. Because out of all the 2-packs that I've bought in my entire life, this here has to be my absolute favorite. It combines my two favorite licenses together, the DC Universe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe, and beautifully melds them into one seamless look and form. Fantastic! As a kid, I only could have dreamed that I had Batman and TMNT figures that could actually go together. I don't say this very often on this channel, but But this is basically wish fulfillment for me here. The 9 to 12-year-old Brad in me is jumping for joy looking at these things in front of me. Unfortunately, if you live in Canada, you're not going to be able to get these unless you know someone in the States, or you can find somebody reselling it, but not scalping it for the price of your soul, your firstborn child, and an extra limb. But if you are someone who was on the fence about this 2-pack, seriously, go get it. Because much like those temporary hamburgers at McDonald's, or different flavors of donut from Tim Hortons, once they're gone, they're gone. And then you gotta contend with the triple price scalpers on eBay. And nobody wants to do that. But these are just my views, observations, and opinions, and I'm sticking to them, but I'm sure you're gonna have yours, so feel free to pop them down in the comment section below because that's what it's for. Also, if you enjoy what I did today, then take the time to leave me a thumbs up because it always lets me know that I'm doing something right. And if it's your first time here and you're not yet subscribed to the channel and you think you might want to be, then I today invite you on behalf of myself and the rest of the Super Friends to join the DC squad by hitting the subscribe button and dingling the notification bell. I said it again, dingling. Dingling is not a word, Brad. Stop saying dingling the notification bell. Dinging, ringing, bonging, poinging, pinging, bopping, boffing, the notification bell. Anything but dingling, Brad. Jeez. Frig. I'll see y'all next time. Have a DC day, everybody. Take care.